that question all the time in my class, and I teach sexual communication, 16 weeks of like sexuality, starting from history of sexuality to the future of sex with technology. I always ask my students like, okay, let's rate your sexual wellness now. How good is your sex life from your own opinion from 1 to 10? People are always like, well, like 5? Wow, there's a lot of people that are not having good sex.
Wow. This episode is presented by PS. Guys, are you sick of using products that aren't effective or even good for you? PS has created products for men you actually want to use. Go to psgoodtimes.com and use discount code podcast10 for 10% off your order. All right, we got a sex expert here today. I'm excited to learn from you. Dr. Tara, thanks for coming on.
Hi, are you having an orgasmic day?
No today, but looking to have some more. So
nice.
I'm about to get enlightened, I think. How did you get into this kind of work?
Well, I'm a sex professor. How I got into this kind of work is I got my master's, got my PhD, and then, I landed my dream job as a tenure track professor at Cal State Fullerton, and then earned tenure as one of the youngest professors on campus.
Wow.
And now as a tenured professor, I started my private practice for sex and relationship coaching and started doing content and the TV show last year.
That's cool to see the university let you do this content, because I feel like back then that was kind of looked down on.
Yeah, well, I'm tenured, so.
What does tenure mean? You're there for a certain amount of years, no matter what?
That they can't fire me. Yeah, so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the tenure system is around the world, but it's enacted much more often in the United States, where you have professors that are doing research, publishing, and are teaching and doing service, like advising students and graduate students. And those are typically tenure track professors. And then there are like lecturers and adjunct professors that kind of just come in and teach.
Got it.
So in a university system, like the bureaucracy, or I guess the ladder that you go on, that you climb, is the tenure track.
Right.
And then getting tenure and promotion would be what professors want to achieve.
I love that. So becoming a professor was always a goal of yours when you were growing up?
No. I was always into business. I was going to go home and back to Thailand and help my family with like business. But I came to I'll start from, I grew up in Thailand.
Yeah. And
I grew up, very religious as a Buddhist. And I was going to a all-girls private Catholic school. And there, I was experiencing like a lot of shame towards like being a girl and like covering my body. Because in our schools, you have to cover your knees, you have to cover your wrists in order to not like provoke, men or be sexual.
Yeah.
So like I grew up in that kind of environment. But then after I finished middle school, my parents sent me to Finland. So I went to high school in Finland. And that was when I was exposed to a much more sex positive and body neutrality in Finland, because people just get naked and go into saunas. Like,
really?
You can see your grandpa's balls and it's fine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's completely normal because they practice like body neutrality. It's not like celebrate all bodies, like we're all beautiful. It's not like that. It's very stoic. It's very like bodies are just bodies. We don't care.
Yeah.
And they all go into saunas naked together.
Men and female?
Yeah. Yeah. And family. So like you can see your grandma's balls and it's normal. So that was when I was exposed to a more like sex positive, like body neutral environment. And I loved it. I loved the freedom. I loved the exploration. Then I came to the US and I did my higher education in the US, and I first lived in LA. I love it because LA is one of the most like sexually liberated places in the world.
Yeah.
Minus like Amsterdam.
Right.
But LA, New York, amazing. Like people are open to exploration, open to talking about sex. So I was inspired. But really what truly changed my life was basically my rock bottom of getting a divorce and going through a sexless marriage. That it was then I realized like, damn, like this is not the life I wanted. Yeah. And I wanted to change. I want my life to be fulfilling. I want it to be fun. I want it to be explorative. So I was like, I have to get a divorce. And that was everything changed after that. I decided to experiment with like everything and studied everything and really just like dive into the ocean of sexuality. And here I am, you know?
Yeah, here you are. We'll dive into some of those stories, but I want to talk about how you got to a sexless point in that marriage. Was it the day you got married or was it kind of a gradual buildup?
Yeah. So this is what I always want to tell people that are currently dating. Like, lists don't matter. I had a list. I found a man that matched everything on that list, but we never had chemistry. We never had sexual tension. And I was blinded by my cultural expectations of marrying a quote unquote good man. And I didn't think about like having that passion was going to be so important for me. I just thought I just need a good man and I need to get married because I was in my late 20s and my parents are like, you should get married, right? Being Asian and my friends from back home, they're all married at like 25. So, you know, by like 27, I was like, oh, shit, I'm late. I gotta get married. And being someone who loves like achieving, I'm like, okay, this is the part of my life that's not going the way that is expected. So I must get married. I met this guy, my ex-husband, on Tinder. And like 6 months later, we're married.
Damn, that was fast.
Because he checked every box. But I was blinded to the fact that like you do need chemistry and that kind of like unexplainable attraction, which we never had. Yeah,
because you can make as much money as you can make, but if you're not physically attracted to them, you won't have sex. So
exactly. And that's like sex is such a huge part of like human experience. Amazing sex changes everything. And when I say amazing sex, it's not just like bam, 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 orgasm. Like it's not like that. It's very like soul-based experience. And I think that that changes everything. And with my current partner, with my husband, the kind of sex we have and the kind of exploration we get to do is it's unlike anything I've had. And I was a serial monogamist my whole 20s. Like I've dated so many people to know that like I have falsified all the things already. So now I know that through falsification, this is my choice. Like, So you were a monogamous. Are you still monogamous? No, we're monogamish. What's that? 95% monogamous, 5% non-monogamous is the easiest way to say it. Like we're emotionally, socially, romantically committed to just each other. So we're like socially monogamous. But sexually, we are allowed to play with other people. So that's kind of my setup. And it's always been my dream setup. I just was never able to find a partner who was like on the same page as me until now. Wow. So you can let him sleep with other women and you won't care? If I'm there, If you're there. Okay, so same way with you. He has to be there if you want to sleep with another guy. Got it. Interesting. And I'm super turned on by him, like, you know, getting pleasure. So it's not necessarily, people always ask me like, how do you deal with jealousy? And I honestly think like, I have like a gene, and I talked about this with other sex therapists and experts too. Like, I think I have a gene that's like, I just have low jealousy. And I think that there are people, there should be like a more scientific study on this, but I think there are a lot of people who have that gene or So you were born with it. It wasn't like a childhood thing that triggered it. I feel like I just was not like super jealous ever. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I wish I could say the same. I think I used to be very jealous, but as I've matured, it's gone away, I'd say. So like right now, let's say, do you have a partner? Yeah, fiance, yeah. Oh, a fiance, congrats. Yeah, thanks. How's your sex life been from 1 to 10? I'd say like 8. 8? Yeah. Okay, that's amazing. I love when people that have a good sex life say 8 because they know that there's always like improvements and exploration. 10, if you say 10, it's probably fake. It's cap. Yeah, there's no 1 out of 10. I'm the same way when I eat at a restaurant. Like I'm not just giving out 10s. You know, really? There's always room for improvement. Okay, what's a restaurant that's 10? I mean, none. You know what I mean? I'm David Portnoy out here with restaurants. Like I don't give out 10s. Interesting. Yeah. So when I ask that question all the time in my class, like I teach at Cal State and I teach sexual communication, 16 weeks of like sexuality from starting from history of sexuality to the future of sex with technology. So I always ask my students like, okay, let's rate your sexual wellness now. Like how good is your sex life from your own opinion from 1 to 10? And people are always like, well, like 5. And I realized like, wow, there's a lot of people that are not having good sex.
Wow.
And I think that's why I really wanted to start my social media to like spread more sex positivity and reduce more shame and help people have better sex in general, because it permeates into like every aspect of your life.
Absolutely. So a lot of people answering low numbers. What are the reasons you're seeing why their sex lives aren't good?
Well, I teach Gen Zs. So with Gen Zs, I do think there are a couple of reasons why that I can theorize, and there's also research on some of them already. I think the first reason is being addicted to social media,
Right.
and not necessarily spending a lot of time and effort into like developing sexual connection with other people. And that would be the first one. The second one is a lot of anxiety. Like when you have general anxiety, you will have like tenfold sexual anxiety, because like sex is vulnerable. Like you're naked, your is out, your is out. Like how can you feel even more confident in a sexual setting? No, you won't. So the general anxiety that Gen Z is feeling is affecting their the ability to establish sexual connection. And then I think the third reason is possibly, technology, like consumption, like overconsumption of and the inability to just develop like social relationships.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, people are glued to their phones, and anxiety is at an all-time high. So people get performance anxiety. Maybe they can't even get it up.
A lot of people can't get it up.
Yeah.
Like 1 in 3 men will experience. Damn. Yeah. 1 in 3 men will experience ED at some point in their lives. So it's very, very, it's a normal occurrence at this point.
Yeah. And that's just people that admit it. So it's probably even higher, to be honest.
Exactly. And I mean, once you pass like a certain age, like let's say 45, there's, testosterone issue and all of those things to lead to ED, but not only ED, like also low sex drive and sexual desire.
Yeah.
Like, you see a lot of older men that perhaps just don't want sex that much. But what I'm seeing though is young people experiencing ED, like people in their early 20s. It's really the time where your should be hard all the time. Like, you're in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Like from the age of 15 to like 25, like I think with young men, like, all you want to do is
yeah, you should be making babies.
But there's a lot of young men that are experiencing ED due to anxiety. But not to say all Gen Zs are addicted to their phones. I teach amazing group of people. So I'm always interacting with like brilliant Gen Z, and I do love them.
That's so cool. One of your most viewed videos on Instagram was about friends with benefits.
Yeah.
And I feel like those rarely work out. You're like the only person I know that's pulling it off, to be honest. So congrats. But
thanks.
What's your advice?
It's probably because of that low jealousy gene.
Yeah. So your advice would basically be to monitor that jealousy aspect of it, because that's why they always end, the jealousy part.
Right. Yeah. If you're highly jealous, don't get into one.
Right.
Like a friends with benefits relationship is a very stoic and pleasure-based relationship. It's not like a relationally connecting relationship. You're not going to be establishing like deep emotional bond. It's a friend. Like it's a friend that you really like, that you enjoy hanging out with, and sometimes. So it's not necessarily a good type of relationship to pursue for anyone that experiences a lot of jealousy and anxiety.
Yeah, you got to be built different for those.
It creates even more anxiety, I would assume.
Oh, for sure.
And low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because when your friends with benefits leaves you for like a different person, then that, your self-esteem could be like crushed.
Absolutely. Your most viewed video on YouTube is about sexual meditation. So what exactly is that?
Sexual meditation is like a regular meditation practice, but it focuses on sexual thoughts, feelings, and sensations in your body. And in my guided sexual meditation on YouTube, I guide people through different types of journey. One of them is physical sensation. So it could be, taking deep breaths and then like massaging your nipples, massaging your pubic area. Another one is more sexual empowerment. So it's more like sexual affirmations. Like, I am an amazing lover. I love my cock. I love my body. So it's just for, they're all for sexual wellness, but hitting at different points, because something that experiences something like body sensations versus feeling good about your own sexuality is different, right? One is more cerebral. You think about it as thoughts, and another one is visceral, like body. Yeah.
It's super cool to see you bringing this mainstream because sex was such like a taboo topic, especially for Asians and like just growing up. Barely anyone talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I get messages on TikTok all the time because that's my biggest platform. And I get messages all the time like, thank you so much. I've never seen an Asian sex positive person. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah.
That's true though.
Yeah.
You and Kazumi, probably the only two Asians I know talking about it.
Yeah, well, there are other of us, but like it's hard to become mainstream either as a sex educator or a star from our background. It's a shock sometimes because like I'll have, Chinese fans that are in China that DM us. And it's like, oh, I cannot believe there is an Asian woman talking about these things. And it helps them. It helps them feel less ashamed of their desires. It helps them feel less ashamed of wanting to pursue sexual wellness.
Yeah. And speaking of Asian men, you made a video about Asian guys and their dick sizes. Oh, where did you think I was going with that? That's funny. But is it a myth or is it true from what you've personally seen?
About what?
Asian sizes.
Asian sizes?
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, if you're comparing like sizes in Asia and like let's say the men of like Congo, there is going to be a statistical difference of the length of sizes because that's just data that's out there. Like you can Google this. It's just National Institute of Health data. But my personal experience is I have had sex with a lot of Asian men with like very nice and very,
This episode is presented by PS. Guys, are you sick of using products that aren't effective or even good for you? PS has created products for men that you actually want to use. These guys have done a ton of research and it shows. They got thousands of 5-star reviews across all their products, from condoms to supplements. Not only that, but they've somehow found a way to make dick jokes appropriate at their office. Go to psgoodtimes.com and use discount code podcast10 for 10% off your order.
It's big. So personally, I think it's definitely how you use it rather than having the size. Because I have had sex with people that have huge that just didn't know how to move their hips, and like moving your hips means everything. So
wow. So that saying is true. It's about the motion.
Yes, it is the motion. Well, but like I'm gonna be real here. Like if you have a micro, it's gonna be hard for me to feel anything inside.
Right. That's like the one exception. But yeah. If you have like 4 inch.
Know how to get it really hard. Like I can help you get it really hard. Like then hell yeah, we can rock and roll. But like if you have a micro, there are things that you can do.
Giving hope to guys out here watching. Love it. Did you have that sex ed class in high school?
I did.
That was a joke, right?
Mine's probably worse than you.
Really?
Yeah, mine was just like reproductive system.
Oh.
Like how women have babies.
You didn't have the banana demonstration with the
No. Did you?
With the condom? Yeah.
Were you like, oh, that banana is
I mean, all the kids were laughing. No one took it serious.
Do you always use condoms?
I do.
Yeah. Nice.
You?
Even with your fiance?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're such a good boy.
I know, right? Wait, you don't though?
No. I mean, I have sex with my husband.
Okay.
Yeah. If we have sex with other people, yes.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because
when we explore other people, yes. But with my husband, no.
Okay. Yeah. Well, speaking of condoms, STDs are at an all-time high. What should people do to stay protected?
100% stay protected. You have to. If you are having casual sex, there is no reason why you're like not protecting yourself. Like wearing a condom is super simple. It takes you 5 seconds to pop one in. Like why not use it and protect yourself from forever something that you could have.
Absolutely. We got these PS condoms right here.
Yeah.
So they're 30% thinner than
I
other
saw
brands.
one here. Okay, so no rubbery smell. I like that because hate rubbery smell. That was like the one thing that turned me off in my early 20s. I used condoms back then, but still I didn't
The smell
love it.
is pretty strong for some reason.
Yeah. Non-toxic ingredients, 100% vegan, love, exceptionally thin. Don't we love that? Because like we gotta feel
when it's too thick.
If it just feels like raw, I'm not a sex like robot.
Yeah.
Have you seen those male sex robot?
No, my dad had a.
Your dad has a male sex robot?
That was a weird way to word it. No, my dad had a female sex. It wasn't a robot. It was like a toy, I guess.
Stop.
Doll. Yeah.
Ooh,
Would
I
you
like
ever?
this packaging.
Yeah, it's pretty sleek.
Let me see.
Put the link in the description.
Oh, wow. It's like an Apple, like iPhone box.
Makes you feel like a baller.
Yeah. Slip into something more comfortable. That's so pretty. Yeah. I also like that it's not too like raw masculine. Like it's cool. Like women can buy it and feel good having it in themselves, you know?
Are you big on toys and stuff?
I love toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love sex toys. I love exploring. I love just trying different things and being, a sex educator. Every brand sends you a PR box.
I bet.
So I have like 200
Holy
vibrators.
crap. That's a good life, right?
It's fun. And my partner loves seeing me like,
Mhm.
so sometimes he'll just watch me use one of these tools and just like watch me come and moan, and
Yeah.
he loves it.
There's a word for that, isn't there? I forget.
If you're thinking a cock, that's not.
Okay.
That's watching your partner have sex with someone else.
Okay, but he does edging.
Oh, edging. Yeah, my husband edges often. He's a huge fan of like breath work and meditation.
Same.
Yeah, so he will do breath work and hold his breath for a long time. And sometimes he feels like he's about to come through breath work, but then he will like edge, like not come.
What? You can
Yeah.
come from breath work?
Oh, yeah. Lots of men can come from breath work.
Wait
I've
a
seen it many,
second.
many times. And my husband is one of them.
What's the technique? Because I do Wim Hof
Yeah.
every morning.
And you hold your breath.
Yeah, but I don't ever get like
At the
hard
end.
from it.
Oh, maybe you have to focus on your pelvic area.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
like send, energy there. And
Interesting. So
Yeah.
you're big on like sexual energy transfers, like
100%.
Yeah.
I'm like because I'm Western trained for my PhD, but I'm an Eastern girl.
Right.
So all the things that I grew up with, like all the energy stuff, superstition, like all the things, from my culture and religion is definitely infused with all the stuff that I learned from the West. So I'm like a Western girl on the outside, Eastern girl on the inside. So I love both.
I love that because I truly believe when you have sex with someone, there's some energy transference,
Oh yeah.
and you can like inherit some of their traumas and some of their
Yeah.
energies. So
Yeah. That's why like if I'm gonna have sex, if I'm gonna play with other people, like I need to kind of know who they are.
okay, so you want to do randoms?
At some point after like talking to someone, I wouldn't consider them random.
Right.
Like, like talking to you, knowing you and like researching you. Like I know you a little bit,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be a random.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go to no, I feel that.
Yeah.
I meant like a one night stand, I guess.
I've had some of those in my 20s. I had fun, but I wouldn't say it was like an amazing orgasmic experience where I like multiple times and squirt
Yeah.
because I love squirting. But yeah, I would say it was like the best one night stand I had was like 7 out of 10.
Damn.
You know?
Okay. Do
Yeah.
most women squirt?
I believe every woman can squirt,
Okay.
but whether or not they want to.
Interesting.
Because some people are still like afraid that it's pee, which I'm like, who cares?
Wasn't that busted though? It's like 90% something else or something.
Yeah, fluids from like skin's gland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, even if when you push it out, even if there's a little bit of pee in it, like, you're so into it, you don't care.
Yeah, there's some pee and pre-cum too, right?
Yeah, and it's hot. Like, pre-cum in my mouth, go for it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're into
My partner like loves receiving. I give him BJs weekly.
Wow.
Yeah, I give for Valentine's last year, I give him like BJ coupons, and he could just like use the coupon.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he's just stacking those.
Dude, happy husband, happy life.
Nice. What
Yeah.
about golden showers and stuff like that?
I'm down if it's like in the bathroom.
Okay.
Like if we're taking a shower together and he wants to like pee on me, sure, that's kind of hot. It's
Yeah.
warm. It's like, liquids from him.
Okay.
I'm down. I'm a freaky girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about damn. So
My students are always like, "Oh my God, Dr. Tara, I can't believe you said that."
Yeah.
I'm like, why not? Why not say these things?
It's so cool.
I like them.
Yeah, it's cool to see the college not give you any slack and being able to teach us. Just
No,
openly.
the dean of my college follows me on Instagram.
No way.
Yeah.
Where do you
She's like,
teach this
Tara,
at? It's in Cali?
Cal State Fullerton in Orange County.
I
Yeah.
didn't know they even had a class like this in college.
Yeah, sexual communication. I wrote a textbook on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're like the pioneer of this space.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
it's
cool.
fun. It's really nice to be the person that like Gen Zs look up to as like a role model for sex positivity, because I think that it's hard to fix older people, but it's easy to influence people that are younger to live the sexually fulfilling life that they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. People open up, and like, I think a lot of girls get shamed in social media, today's world, at least, just like high body counts. What do you see with
You
that?
know, like there's so much shame, just anything women related. Cause like even me, my CV is like 30 pages long. There's still comments on my videos that like, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me, like who are you even? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Like there's just shame for anybody and everybody that are female and are talking about sex in a positive way, which sucks because I don't necessarily want to leave these haters behind because they need help the most.
Facts.
Whenever I see people like canceling men, right? Like these men, they don't know what they're talking about. All they do is attacking women, like cancel them. Like get the fuck out of here. I'm almost like on the opposite side. I want to show empathy and show you there is a sexually fulfilling life where you don't have to hate women, where women and you can be in love and have a good relationship. And I don't want to leave these people behind. Like some of my students are like, do you have incels on your page? And I'm like, probably. And I welcome them. Like, come on, come to the bright side, come to the sunny side. Life's great.
Yeah. I think a lot of the hate's projection from personal experiences.
Yeah.
And they just want to hate from like an anonymous account.
If everyone's coming, then the world is better. Yeah.
No, it's a serious issue right now, reproduction actually. Testosterone's at all-time lows.
Ooh, yeah.
And even women, I'm seeing a lot of studies with birth control now. Have you been following that?
Yes.
Yeah,
actually,
that's concerning.
It's interesting because there's hormone issues, but for men, I saw a recent statistic that show 1/3 of infertility cases is due to no sperm or like sperm health issue.
Wow.
Yeah. So 30% ish is due to like either lack of sperm or like sperm that can't swim.
Yeah.
And it's all like you're drinking your water from glass bottle. It's all like microplastics and all these really unhealthy habits that we have through like 20 years, like from when you were a child until now. So now there's a lot of men that are in their 30s trying to get pregnant, didn't realize like, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Like, the woman gets tested. Okay, maybe she does have like low AMH level, but like a lot of times it's men and they didn't realize it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. I know so many people that had issues. I measured my testosterone was kind of low, to be honest. So I had to raise that. And it's like, wow, the average 25-year-old man has the testosterone level of our grandparents.
Oof,
which is
tough, man.
Really scary, actually.
It's tough. So what are you doing as remedies?
I'm all natural. So I know there's people that inject the TRT, but I'm not a fan of anything unnatural. I try to be as holistic as possible. That's why I'm kind of against birth control too, to be honest, just because there's a lot of studies now on how it's affecting their mood and all their like health. So it's interesting.
If you're tracking your period, you can use that method of birth control, like just natural birth control.
Yeah, I think the problem is a lot of girls don't take it at the same time or whatever. So it just, they cycle it and then it's...
And like, I don't know about you, growing up, were you exposed to like Plan B?
Actually, no. I got no in high school and college, so not really. But my friends were. Yeah, my friends had some scares.
So you didn't have to like do like 2 a.m. Plan B? Okay.
No.
So I know that they're claiming that, it doesn't affect like female fertility in the future. But I also like, I don't know if that's true. Like
they have the money to bury any study against it. So who knows?
Yeah. Because those are really harsh medicine.
Yeah.
To kill it like right then and there, one pill, like that's pretty harsh for your body.
I know girls that have taken it like 5 times.
And like many, many times throughout their life until they were ready to have a baby. And then they're like, oh, what's wrong with my body? Like, but maybe it's all that, medication.
It could be. Yeah. I saw one of your videos, you use coconut oil.
Yes.
In the bedroom.
I'm a big fan of coconut oil.
So you use it as a lubricant?
Yeah, I use it for like my I use it for when I give my husband a because coconut oil is antibacterial and it also like tastes a little better for me. I use it for rim jobs, like
Damn.
yeah.
Wow.
Do you eat?
No.
Not yet.
You recommend it? What's good about it?
It's pleasurable. There's a lot of nerve endings around the butthole. So it's like, it's a pleasurable body, like part.
In the guy, right?
Yeah. Well, both men and women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love when my partner like goes down on me and then go a little further, like, you know, do a little around, around the butt.
Wilding out here.
I like eating his like it's a pleasurable sexual act that's very, honestly, like very bonding.
Okay.
Because it feels taboo. And there's nothing wrong with it when you clean it really well. It's just skin. It's just skin.
Yeah, I guess if you're showering before and cleaning it, I could see it. But are you going like right after a night out, or you know what I mean? Like, I think there's levels to it.
I mean, I would be down. I'm one of the I'm really into like smell. And I'm so into his scent, like his natural scent. And he does for me too, because we don't really shower that often.
What?
Both of us. I shower like once every 5 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's the least I've heard for a girl.
Yeah.
I've heard of guys doing that, but
well, my husband sometimes doesn't shower for 2 weeks.
Damn. And you don't smell it? Like,
no, it smells great. He doesn't have like BO. He just smells great. He also doesn't use like shampoo or body wash.
Okay, that I agree with, because most of it.
Do you use shampoo?
Yeah, but it's mostly natural.
Yeah.
So I try not to use the fake stuff. But why do you only shower once every 5 days?
Because I really don't think we need to. I don't think we need to. I think that my skin is amazing. Yeah. For someone that doesn't shower. I don't like scrub it. Like I don't use all those products that are advertised for women to use. Right. You know, all the scrubs. Like my face, I don't use facial wash. Like I just use water.
Your skin does look good, I will say.
Thank you. It's all natural because I just don't shower.
Wow.
Yeah. I try to use very minimal everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rent my clothes, like, so we don't have a lot of clothes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deodorant?
Nope.
So your armpits don't smell right now?
I don't think so. Nope.
Wow, you are lucky. You must have some good genetics. I have to shower daily and use deodorant twice a day.
But you use the natural ones, right?
Natural deodorant. Yeah. The other ones.
That was a huge study, like finding, remember? Like about 5 years ago.
Seriously? Why'd you wait 20 years of my life to tell me that? Like,
I know. When I was young, I was using those like degrees.
Yeah, Degree, Old Spice. We're probably going to get sued or something. But yeah, even toothpaste now. It's crazy.
Well, they now have all natural products, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use one of those tablet toothpaste?
No, what is that?
Have you seen them?
Oh, is that the chewable one?
It's a tablet.
Yeah.
And then you like put it in water.
I've seen that. Yeah, but even the water, like the tap water, you got to dodge so many things. It's many crazy.
Things. Yeah. I think that's why I love coconut oil, because I know if people put it in food, in their coffee, in their drinks, like then I can use it in sex. Like then it can be in my pussy. Then it can be in my mouth. Like, yeah.
That's interesting. I actually love coconut oil. I do oil pulls, so I can see that.
What does that mean?
You just swish it in your mouth for 20 minutes. It makes your teeth super white.
Just coconut oil, or like with like charcoal?
There's one I buy on Amazon. There's something in it, but coconut oil is the main ingredient.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good for your teeth. Your teeth are pretty white though, so I don't know.
Thank you. It's from all the with coconut oil.
Oh, so yeah, you're already getting that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Well, Dr. Tara, it's been fun. Anything you want to promote or close off with?
Just, you know, make sure that you take care of your sexual health, because sexual health is a part of your overall wellness and well-being. And you go to my website if you ever are curious about sexual exploration, learning more about your sexual profile. I have a quiz on there that you can take. If you take this quiz, then it's a good start on where to go and what kind of conversations you can have with your partners, with your dates about your sexual well-being.
Nice. Comment below what you get on the quiz, guys. Until then, see you tomorrow.